Hello and welcome to this episode of Unstoppable Marketing and Mindset with me, MG. I'm your marketing and mindset coach for women who want to be fucking unstoppable in business. So if that describes you, you are in the right place. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. I did not share a podcast last week, and that is totally okay. I only had one person message me about this, and that was awesome. I'm super stoked that someone was like, hey, where's the podcast for this week? But also, if you noticed or if you didn't notice, that's totally fine. I took a week off. I didn't even announce that I was taking a week off my podcast. I just did it because honoring where I'm at and it being during school holidays, I didn't have something recorded. I've got a lot of guest speaker sessions recorded, but not my own individual ones. And I was like, you know what? I could spend a couple of hours getting a podcast ready for this week, or I could spend a couple of hours just hanging out with my kids in school holidays. And I chose the latter because this is the reason we went into business, right? To have that freedom, to have that flexibility, to be able to choose what it is that we do with our days. And that is what I chose. So sorry, not sorry that there was no episode last week. We're here this week with a bang. As I've mentioned before, giving yourself space for ideas and creativity can be one of the best things you do for your business. And I know that, you know, school's gone back now. I'm now in the space of, yes, I filled my cup and I can now show up at an incredibly high level for my business. So I am here for that. And we are starting with a conversation about benefits-based marketing. Most people who go into business become aware very quickly of the importance of sharing benefits in your marketing messaging, because we've talked about this in previous podcast episodes. Features are not what sells. Benefits are what sells. We need to paint the picture. We need for people to see that it's actually really important to have this idea, this product, this service in their life. And we do that by connecting to people's emotions. When we connect to people's emotions, we go from our marketing messaging being like, meh, like easily to scroll past, to OMG, I need that in my life. And benefits-based marketing is what fills that gap. I want to talk about today what that is. First of all, we'll talk about the difference between features and benefits. And then I'm going to give you a strategy to really amplify the benefits in your messaging, because it's quite likely that you think you're already doing this. But I have conversations with clients all the time when I ask them, okay, so what are the benefits? And they give me surface level answers. And if you're giving surface level messaging, you're not going to scratch past the surface into people's deepest desires, which is where they make the most powerful decisions from. Okay. And that's why I want to give you my number one strategy today to cut through, break through the surface and get to people's deepest desires so that they can really truly see that what you have to offer is what it is that they need. The other thing I love about benefits-based marketing is that we can really tap into the positive outcomes of our service or our product, because at the end of the day, I've spoken on bro marketing before and, you know, sleazy tactics. We're always manipulating in marketing. That's what marketing is. But we can market and manipulate from a positive intention, and focusing on the benefits can be a really powerful way to do that. So I have got some incredible ways for you to question the messaging around your offers so that you can really enhance the benefits when you're messaging your offers to your audience. Let's get into it. The first thing I want to talk about is the difference between features and benefits, because features are really easy to write about. We can say, well, I know the features of my product. I know the features of my service. I know the features of my program. You get one 60-minute one-to-one and a week of voice support and email support. Those are the features. Those are the logistics of it. If it's a handbag, it might be that it has pockets on the inside and it's genuine leather on the outside. Okay, these are the features. The features are important, but it's not actually what people make a decision on. The benefits are what people make a decision on in the long term, because we are emotional creatures, and the benefits paint a picture of what it will be like and how you'll feel as a result of purchasing that offer. So that is the difference. There's the logical brain, there's the emotional brain. We do use both in the process of making the decision, but the final decision is always made with emotion. If you think that actually you're a very logical decision maker, you probably are. You probably do consider the features, but your final decision will always be emotional. Will always be, yep, because of all the logics, this feels right at the end. Okay, so just getting anyone who's kind of listening to this thinking about that, because there are important elements to sharing features, absolutely, because you don't want people going, oh, I don't know what that means, or I don't know what that looks like. and then they feel confused and don't make a decision. So see how the end result is still a feeling. If you feel confused because you haven't been told the features, you won't make a decision. But if you feel clear on the features and then really clear on how you're going to feel, and you feel excited about it and you feel confident that it's going to be the right choice for you, then you buy it, right? It's like when I went out to buy my sparkly shoes that I've been wearing to a few events lately, I was looking for two things. I was looking for two pairs of shoes. I was looking for some sparkly shoes and some Converse high tops, two completely different shoes. In my search, I found some sparkly Converse high tops, $300. So, that's quite a lot of money for a pair of shoes. It is for me anyway. It's actually the most I've ever spent on a pair of shoes. I'm not a big shoe fanatic. And the thing is, it combined the two in one, right? I had some cons and I also had some sparkly shoes. So straight away, I had like this feeling like, fuck yes, and I could picture myself wearing them, and I could picture how good it would make me feel because no one else is going to have them and I'm going to stand out and all of that. It was the feeling. It didn't actually fit the exact features because I went out looking for two different pairs of shoes, but I knew how I felt about it was like a fuck yes, right? And so I did it. I bought it, and it was the most expensive purchase that I've ever made in that area of my life. But I was like, that feels like the right decision. I still feel good about it, which is what we want, right? We want to communicate it in a way that we know the people that are buying it are actually getting what they want, and we're delivering that so they continue to have that good feeling with whatever it is that they have purchased. That's the difference between features and benefits. Now, you might be thinking, MG, I'm already doing that. I know about the difference between benefits and features, but I want to challenge you here to see if you can do it better. Because I ask this question a lot and we get the surface level response, and we can actually so easily go deeper and paint more of a picture to really take our potential clients or customers on a journey that makes them land. The final place in that journey is, I've landed on, I need what it is that you have to offer. Okay. And the question that I want to give you is a really simple question to ask yourself when you're looking at the features of your offer. And that question is, so what? Really easy question, right? You could literally just put this on a Post-it note and put it up on your screen or on your wall to remind you anytime you're messaging about an offer, ask yourself the question, so what? Let me explain, because I know you're like, so what? What? So what is a question that you can ask about anything that you're wanting to sell. For example, if I was to say to you, you can work with me and have 2 hours one-to-one, you could say, so what? You might not, because I know it does seem a little bit abrupt, but this is a conversation you're having with yourself. So what? So what am I going to get out of that? So what's the point in that? And that is going to help you dig deeper and go, okay, so what? So I can get a personalized marketing plan. Cool. Okay. Maybe that's a benefit, or is it a feature? Ask again, so what? All right. What would a personalized marketing plan do for me? So what? Okay. It would help me to get clear on my messaging and reach my audience in a way that really hits home for them to go, I need to purchase from that person. Can you see how by asking so what repeatedly to drill down into the most important things for your audience? In the example of handbags, you might be asking, so what about the genuine leather? Well, that might be that you get to feel like $1 million because everyone knows that it's expensive, that you get to show it off to your colleagues, that you know it's going to last and that it's going to continue to look brand new. And that's going to make you feel wealthy. Whatever it is, I'm clearly not a salesperson for handbags, but if you keep asking yourself, so what, and dig deeper and deeper and deeper, you're going to unlock so many things that you hadn't thought of when you just thought of the first benefit. With every benefit, ask yourself, so what? So you can get results. Okay, so what? What's the point of getting results? So that you can make more money. So what? So what? Okay, I can make more money so that I can finally have the impact and the income that I desire and deserve. Can you see how we get deeper so much more quickly when we ask ourselves that question, so what? I want you today to go to one of your sales pages, one place where you offer something, and read the text and go through and ask after every line, so what? This is a way that you can start asking yourself exactly how you need to speak to your audience, to people that are reading that, in a way that's going to make them go, so yeah, I fucking need that. You can put the word so in there. You can, just add on to the end of it. One-to-one coaching calls so that you can get personalized support. But I would recommend starting off with that and then rewriting it, because obviously you want to rewrite it in a way that is conversational, that's punchy, that's going to really grab the attention of the reader. So it's not as simple as just going, okay, here's the feature, here's so what, boom, done. You want to make sure you write it in a way that isn't just constantly saying so throughout the text. However, it's still going to be better than just saying the features. If you did say the feature and then so, and then the benefit, because you're at least going to be tapping into people's emotions. But I do recommend thinking about how you rewrite it and using things like ChatGPT, or, working with a copywriter, getting someone else to look over it. All of these things are really important tools when it comes to your messaging. Don't just write your messaging and then leave it. This actually leads me to something that I currently offer that I love doing. It's one of my favorite ways to work with people one-to-one, and that's a VIP week. I've had quite a few of these recently, and they light me up because we get so much done in a VIP week, and everyone comes out of it so motivated, with such a clear action plan for some pretty fucking massive goals. I'll share it here because this is something that we could do in your VIP week. We could go through your messaging to ensure that everything is full of benefits. It's benefits rich, and allowing your audience that goes to your messaging, that sees your messaging on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your website, on your LinkedIn, to go, fuck yes, I need some of that in my life. So a VIP week is basically where, and we're going into features first and foremost, we spend 2 hours deep diving into whatever your next business goal is. And we make an action plan. We map it out. I've recently just done one that we mapped out 7 months of actions to lead into the beginning of 2024 so that she could take 2024 with a bang. Like, that is some serious pre-thought going into that. And it was absolutely incredible. We then have a week of voice and email support so that you can go back and forth. Haha, did you notice that? So that you can. It just happens so naturally now, so that you can send me your sales copy and we can go back and forth and we can nail it so that it gets to the point where I've just done it again. Oh my gosh, it's so funny when you start thinking about how you're thinking. I'm like, so that. Anyway, let me bring it back to so that you can make it rain in your business. Oh, so funny. As you're listening to this, you'll be like, oh, she's doing that thing. The benefit of this, instead of just saying so that, you'll basically get an epic return on investment for this VIP week, because all of your sales copy, all of your messaging is going to lead people through to buying your products and services. So I'll put a link in the show notes for the VIP week. I just find it so funny when I'm recording this and I've just been talking about the benefits, and then I'm like, so that. It messes with your head, doesn't it? And look, my highest value, or one of my highest values, is transparency. And so I'm not even going to edit that. Like, that was a little bit all over the show because I was like, oh, hold on, I'm doing that thing. But actually, that's what you need to see, right? That this is what I do in practice. And when you can recognize what you do in practice, you can start making the tweaks that make the difference. And it might only be a 1% tweak, but a 1% tweak can funnel through a flood. Okay. It's like if you have a little leak in a ball or a balloon, eventually all the air is out of there, right? It still creates a huge impact. And so if you can just make a 1% tweak today, that could make a huge impact. And then a 1% tweak the next day or the next month, the next week. Over time, the tweaks that you make at a 1% level can make a huge difference. So that's it from me this week. I absolutely love this topic. So I would love for you to jump into my DMs on Instagram and let me know what your biggest takeaway from this is today. And if you know someone that you've spoken to about this topic, please send them this podcast so that they can also benefit from this really simple strategy of asking so what when you're going through your marketing messaging. And rate, review, subscribe so that you know that I haven't put one out in the week that I was supposed to put one out. And you're like, hey, it's Tuesday. Where is the podcast from MG? And otherwise, I will see you back here next week. We've got a beautiful interview with the amazing Ash Matkovic next week in this podcast. I'll see you then. Peace out. I'm MG.